Golden. Come on.
Come on. Come on.
Let's go. We got bowling, baby. We got Dreamer, baby. Bowling's, kind of sitting on the floorboard there. We got Sun Bear, baby. We got Dragon T, baby. Risen. Nobody cares about it.
Risen doesn't get a baby.
Baby! Yes! I love you! Baby! Yes! Baby! Yes! I love you! Baby! Yes!
DeFi Kingdoms, baby. DeFi Kingdoms for beginners. Do you not know anything about crypto? I got you. DeFi.
Not know anything about crypto.
Finance. He's got kids. He's got a wife. DeFi Kingdoms, billions of dollars with Hero. Yes, baby. Why? Amazing. GQ buy. He does. Yes. Even though there's no right or wrong way. Wonder where I'm at? Yes. Once upon a time in the not too distant past. Baby. Yes.
Baby! Yes! I love you! Baby! Yes! Baby! Yes! Baby! Yes!
Yes. Let's go. We got Loudmouth.
Go, baby.
I connected with this pure hunk of man flesh right here in our presence so tightly. This guy, real deal. He's got exactly what I look for on this channel. Here's what we look for. We look for projects. We look for crypto projects out there that follow the golden rule. They look out for the best interests of others, even over their own best interests. They have a vision, a strong why, a passion that's driving them. That's what they do. It's not about looking at the 5 minutes in front of their face, trying to make a quick buck. No, they have a long-term, strong vision. That's who I look for. And guess what? I also look for other content creators, other influencers out there that have the same core values. And guess, lo and behold, what I found right here. This man, Loudmouth, does the same thing. And he's got a vision to help bring people together. That's his heart. That's what he does. This man's a preacher of all things. Couldn't believe it. We all know right here, I'm the biggest shit show in all of crypto right here, baby, helping you maximize your losses, making all the wrong moves in crypto. The bear market is melting our brains away, where we're trying to hang in there. We're pushing through. We're finding those projects that are grinding, just like influencers like this man right here, who's also grinding, who's got big vision to be a blessing to the crypto space. Right here is Loudmouth. Ogre just gave you a big shout out. He loves you. Let's go. What's going on, Loudmouth?
I love Ogre too. How's he doing in Cashville, Tennessee, baby?
I know we're going to be out there with Ogre at the next Bitcoin Miami conference.
It's not going to be Bitcoin Miami. It's going to be Bitcoin Nashville. And we're throwing a party there, baby, because that's my old stomping ground. I used to live 2 hours from Nashville most of my life. So Nashville was it. That's where we was doing it. We was doing it, baby. We was doing it.
Dude, you are all over the place. You are Mr. Connect the Dots. You're Mr. Make It Happen.
Rest in peace, Pee Wee Herman. Connect the dots. La 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 la. He just passed away, and then you said, connect the dots. I always think about Pee Wee Herman when somebody says connect the dots.
Did he actually pass away?
Yes.
I thought that was fake.
It might be fake. I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, I read it on the internet, so it's true.
Yeah, right. We Googled it, baby. Dude, Loudmouth.
Loving it, bro.
What other hats you got to show us, Loudmouth? Come on.
Are you ready for the hat?
Let's go. Let's go.
Well, as you know, I'm a Texas boy, right? Grew up in Kentucky.
Uh-huh.
So this fits both of them, right?
Ooh.
Is this Nashville ready, Ogre? Am I ready for Nashville right now?
Let's go.
I might look a little famous right now.
Oh, you are one pure good-looking hunk of man flesh right there.
Get you some of that, Web3.
Oh, let's
I think I might need to go get me a Bored Ape with a cowboy hat.
Y'all might think this man is a money-loving degenerate. No.
Oh, just wait. We got more. Because sometimes in Web3 you just gotta fly around with your captain hat. But the original was I got a match Captain Loudmouth here, my Bored Ape 9946.
Okay.
And we'll go ahead and match him with the yacht. Oh wait, it says Loudmouth right there.
Right there.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Let's go. So I was on a Spaces with this pure good-looking hunk of man flesh the other night, talking about lazy apes and bored apes and all that. We're gonna get in here. We're gonna buy one live on.
Yes, we are. We should have a Spaces going on right now. We should put this link up in the nest of a space.
Here
we go. Oh, baby.
Let's go. Let's go.
That's
baby.
Right. We are kings and queens. I'm identifying as a king. Grady, you can be a queen if you want to. It's okay.
Expound on that. He's not just referencing the crypto space. He's going deeper. He's going to.
Because I'm kingdom. I'm a kingdom citizen, right? So we're from a kingdom. And I believe that if we are kings, because Jesus said he was the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, and I love Jesus with everything in my heart. Everything in my life is for Jesus because he changed me, changed my whole attitude, my whole mind perspective, everything in my life. And I found out that money's not real. It's all about relationship. See, buildings get torn down, cars go to the scrapyard, and all your stuff goes to the dump.
Yeah,
but people are forever. And he says that we're the king. He's the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. So that means that we're the kings and the lords that he's king and lord over. And you know what? The world says go chase paper and chase your money and chase your dreams. But I've never seen a king leave his throne and chase anything. It all comes to him. So when you get in your rightful position and in alignment with what you were originally created to be and what you were created for, you'll sit on your throne and it all come to you. So I always say God gave me money so that I wouldn't chase it for the rest of my life. Because when he gave it to me, I realized it's not what I thought it was. So I said all that to say this, that money's not real. It's all about relationships. And Jesus came to abolish religion to bring right relationship. Because he said, I'm the way, the truth, and the life, and no man comes to the Father except by me. So, he's the only way. It says that broad is the path to destruction and narrow is the way. And he said he was the way, and that is narrow, the size of a man. And that man is Jesus. He's the door. He's the only way. And any other way is a thief and a robber. So,
hey,
there's my preaching.
When you talk about, I love it. I tee it right up for this man to get on his soapbox. I love it. And when you talk about how, because
I originally I like to have people kind of look at me and prejudge me and think whatever they want to think. And then they see my lifestyle and they see my actions. And then they're like, something's different here. And I like to get them to pull it out of me. But when people find me out like you're a great evangelist. So then you start screaming, oh, he's got to tell you. So, it's okay. That's all right. But I like that rather than try to push anything on you like a lot of people try to do. I like to make them pull it out of me. Like, it's available to you, but you're going to have to work for it to come get it out of me. I'm not just going to give it to you. But you set me up. You set me up for alley-oop, so I grabbed it back.
And you
what's up?
Slam it
relationship. Let's go.
oh, you slam it down hard every time. I will say this also, when you talk about a king not having to come up off his throne, that was an interesting analogy. He said it, you said it just comes to him. Well, here's kind of goes along with the core values of me and this channel is like a foundational piece to my being is the golden rule. When you look out for the best interests of others, even over your own best interests, and you do unto others as you would have them do unto you, and that's your, and you have a strong vision and passion and why for why you're doing things, okay, you grow a reputation. People start trusting you. In business, this is the key to success. I don't understand why more people don't understand this. It's the key to success is the golden rule because you gain a reputation and trust, and then everybody wants to do business with you. If you're a car dealer and you're trying to sell cars, I had a car dealership, okay, had an insurance company.
Me too.
Hey, and when you do that and you actually treat people right, guess who wants to, everybody wants to come buy a car from you. That's I don't understand why people don't get that. You know, if a car's got a bad tranny and you get screwed over, you buy a car that you thought was good, and then it's got a bad tranny. Speaking from experience here, okay, I could put more gunk in there and let it run because you can barely notice there's nothing wrong with that transmission. It's good. Okay, then I take it to my mechanic that certifies all my cars, and he finds, yeah, this thing's got a bad tranny. Okay, I'm at a spot here. I could try and save me what? $1,000, $2,000 maybe, and try to sell this thing, and come out on top, right? Looking at the 5 minutes in front of my face, trying to make a quick buck. Okay,
never come out on top like that.
What's going to happen in the short term? I made more money there. I dumped this car into somebody else. Let him deal with the bad transmission, right? What's that in the short term? I just did good. I made me an extra grand. I let that guy have it. I screwed that guy over, right? I'm smart, right? Is that savvy business advice? Because what happens? He goes and starts telling everybody that you sold him a car with a bad transmission. Okay. And then you do that 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 times, like most car dealers do. Okay. Then they're always broke. Car dealers are always broke. Why are they always broke? Because nobody trusts them. Because once you screw over all those people, nobody wants to buy a car from you anymore. Instead, I pay that extra $2,000. Okay. I fix a tranny, make it right. Everybody, I don't have people. I got 100% positive feedback out there on eBay. It's hard to do. Okay. That was a long time ago. Don't even know how to do it these days, but that's how this works. I don't understand why more people don't get that. Loudmouth, even if you're not a Christian. Okay. And I'm a shit show mental head case. I used to maybe be a great evangelist. Okay.
You still are. You still are. Your message is just different sometimes, right? But you're still evangelist. Just means you're telling everybody about it. It's a salesman.
You're right.
What's a good salesman? Because only a con artist can sell anything to anybody.
Right.
But a salesman is somebody that is passionate about something that shares that value because they find value in it. And so then they want other people to get that value. So they share it naturally, what you naturally are passionate about. And then it makes you look like a great salesman. Well, you're not talking somebody into something. You're saying this was tremendous value and you got to have it. So of course, you know, people in Web3 are great evangelists.
Yep. That's how I
am. The greatest I've found all over the earth. I
can't even help it. I've had a lot of people tell me you could go sell an ice cube to an Eskimo. And I'm always like, no, I couldn't.
Not unless he's building an igloo.
Right. If that Eskimo needs
you're like, I got some blocks of ice for you, baby. Let's go. Yeah. Because we find a need and we fill it. So if you're not out to help somebody, you're not going to be a good salesman. Nope. You're not, and sales make the world go round. So you got to find a need, fill it, find a problem and solve it. People that get paid for solving problems.
That's right. And the scam artists, the people, it's like a great analogy that I always use. Loudmouth is the movie Wolf on Wall Street. He made a lot of money. He had his yachts. He had his women. He had it all. He had his Ferrari. What did he have in the end? Did he have his woman? Nope. Did he have his cars? Nope. Did he have his mansion? Nope. Did he have any of his money? He was broke and in jail. That's how it generally works with people who roll that way, who are shady, versus people who are legit and actually, like you said, try and solve a problem, look out for that best interest of others, even over their own. They want to be a blessing and a help. And then, you make money in the right way along the way. That's the people that last long-term, the people that have the good reputation, looking out for your interest. That's what we want. That's what we look for in crypto projects. Now we've had some here that we're not quite so sure if those crypto projects are looking out for the best interest of the community over their own. We've had plenty of that in Web3. That's why what we do here, we look for the projects that don't function that way. It sounds like, here's what I want to talk about. Yuga Labs, Bored Apes, Lazy Apes, they're grinding. They're grinding through the bear market. You're telling me all this. I'm like, really? I didn't know that. I had my red flags actually up about that project and tell.
All right. Well, they just had a sale where they're having an Ape Fest party right in Tokyo.
Oh,
and there's if you own a Bored Ape or you own a mutant, then you got to go claim a ticket. All right.
Okay.
That opened at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time today. It sold out in 22 minutes.
Wow.
I got 9 of them. I only got to claim 1 ticket.
So what was it specifically that sold in that?
Well, it's the ticket to get in.
Oh.
To get into the party. And if you're a holder and you got a ticket, then when you get there, they'll give you your money back. So make sure you don't have a bunch of tickets claiming spots. They only have so much room and then nobody shows up. So
okay, wow. So that's
plus they get to take that money and leverage it because they're super smart and that's what they understand business, right? So if I get everybody to pay me $300, $200 for a ticket and I sell out in 22 minutes and then I have that money until October when the party is, then guess what? I got to leverage your money that long. I can make a lot of money with that money, right? A lot. You give me your money and let me hold it for a couple months. I'm making money off that money.
Yep.
Because I'm going to leverage it. Starbucks is not a coffee shop. It's a bank because they've got more money on their app than the top 400. Like I think they would be like considered the top 400 banks in the world by the money that they hold on their app of other people's money. So if you create a platform that actually gives people a service and then they put their money on there and they set it there, then you know what kind of goes on and off. You see what you're moving that money, right? So then you're going to be able to leverage that money and make more money off of it. You can borrow against that money. And there's no taxes on borrowed money, by the way. So if you live on leveraged money, good debt, like debt that pays you is okay. Now, debt that, go borrow money for a boat or a motorcycle, it's probably not the wisest decision, right? Then you're going to pay a lot more for it. But if you're going to go borrow money for something that's actually going to start making you money, that's good debt. That's paying you. You're getting paid for that, for saying you're going to keep your word and you're going to show up if nobody else shows up and if it all falls apart, you got it, right? That's how your name is worth more than precious rubies and jewels.
Hey, that's it. You just quoted a proverb again. There it came out, baby.
You know a lot about the Bible. All I'm saying, like you was calling in Vegas, he kept just like, he was like, boom, boom, boom. You and the other guy, Daniel, all right? You guys were both like quoting more scripture than me.
It's crazy. In the past, I memorized the entire New Testament and large chunks of the Old. I haven't read the thing though in a while. It's been a while.
Wow.
I
always go off the motto of don't read it to get through it. Read it to know him.
Sure.
I don't want to read it to know him.
A lot of good things. I could have chimed in, but I didn't. I just let you. Anyways, I got to give a
great host. I'm bullish. You're bullish. I'm bullish.
I love you, man. I love you.
I got to
give a quick shout out to Action Crypto, baby. He was in a
Action Crypto. Let's go. I love that logo.
I know, and I love that guy. He was just in a spaces with BitBoy and Seth with Mind Your Biz. Seth's gonna come on next week, coming on the show too.
I'm supposed to be on Seth's show next week, and then I stopped in that space just a little bit, but I had to go meet my kids' principal today, so they're going back to school. I got seven kids.
So you've got 7 kids, a good wife, man.
Seven different baby mamas.
Yeah. Wait. What was that?
I'm just playing.
I mean, I've got 5 that I know of. We'll say that. I'll piggyback off what you just said. Anyway, so Action Crypto. Okay, so Action Crypto, good dude, man. I was thinking today, I was like, I got to get this guy on the show. Got to get tight with this guy. Okay,
Yeah,
So,
he's good. He jumped up on the stage with me at Decentral. Though actually where I met you the first time, right?
Yeah.
I was a speaker there,
right.
and he jumped up on the stage with us. He didn't just jump up there; he was requested, right? We called him out of the crowd. It was like, get up here. You're a super smart dude. You need to be up here with a microphone. Because I believe if you have something to say, you never have to be self-proclaimed. You don't have to have your own microphone. Somebody will put a microphone in your hand if you got really something to say that other people need to hear. And timing is everything, right? So if I were doing what I was doing a few years ago, I could not have handled it, and a lot of people would have been hurt for it. But because of the influence that I've been given now, I think that I'm in a place that, God's grace will get me there if I ever tried to screw up, right? So the timing is so key and so important. My cars outside are just as much my son's as mine, right? My daughter's as mine, but they're not old enough to drive it yet. So if I flip them the keys now, it's going to be dangerous, right? But as the maturity goes, then they'll be able to drive those things. My 17-year-old daughter let her friend drive her car and totaled it just a couple months ago. So that goes to show you, but it's my job as a dad to make sure that I fix that, because I'm the one responsible in this moment for that. Right.
Yep.
A good dad would do that. Right.
I love it. A good dad would do that.
But I also can't just keep flipping her new car keys, because she's got to start to gain that maturity so that doesn't happen again.
You got it. So that's exactly right. Oh man, there's all kinds of things we could
wrap. What's this background behind you?
Okay.
That looks like a mix of like the Bored Ape game that's coming out, Zelda, and Game of Thrones or something. What do you got going on behind you?
So I want to talk Bored Apes, Lazy Apes.
Hey, it's your show. Do your thing, bro. Sorry.
And I want to make sure we cover that and I want to get a Lazy Ape, at least one, just so I can say it.
Right.
Because I was watching Journey Crypto back in the day, and
Journey Crypto, he just opened a thing in Vegas. He just opened a venue in Vegas. He's a super smart kid, bro.
Yeah,
and he's got tons of apes. Tons of apes.
And he was saying to get in there and buy, one.
Yeah, you should have listened to him.
Get this. I get in there and I didn't click. I was like, no, I just don't get it. And that was when
click it. Just click it. Just click it.
Damn button.
One click.
At least one, right? Because then I just watched him go to the moon, and now he's doing whatever. He's like a Bored Ape multimillionaire guy. Okay. And then I watched, he got all the tokens too from having all those Bored Apes. Okay. So I want to talk about that.
Oh, the ape coin. Yeah.
Because I still am trying to wrap my mind around NFTs in general outside.
Oh, really? Yeah. Why couldn't you just screenshot it? You could have just screenshotted that Bored Ape, right? And you'd have the same amount of money.
What?
That's what people say. Right?
Oh, I see.
Bro, I'm telling you, I keep saying it. I got to say it every time I'm looking at you. You look so much like my wife's brother. It's nuts.
Really?
Nuts. I wish she was here so I could be like, look at this guy.
Well, I met her.
Your brother.
I met her wasn't it at 3
Yeah, but it was outside of a dark club in downtown LA. That sounds so horrible, right? You met my wife outside of a dark club in downtown LA alone.
That's right.
I was inside taking pictures. She's out there with you and a couple of your buddies.
Christian Peter and like the Mythic Squad guys were out there. Mosh, I think. Okay. And I'm like, I'm sure we're really bothering you. I'm sorry. And then lo and behold, here comes Loudmouth. I'm like, oh, you guys are together. Okay. I love it. Ogres.
Did you know who I was then?
Huh?
Did you know who I was, or it was just some crazy guy? That's what. That's what I thought.
I recognized you. I think we did meet at Decentral Miami, but I recognized you there. Maybe.
Okay.
You were saying Action was there too. I was like, oh, okay. I remember Action came in. I thought, is this? I confused him maybe with somebody else, but it's like, whoa, Action Crypto's out there. I got to get this guy on. No, but I didn't really know you until then. That was when we actually met. It was right there. And then
I'm a plethora of surprises. You still don't know me.
I know.
But you'll be coming to my party at Art Basel, right? December 9th.
Okay.
Hampton Surf Comer Hotel. 1717 Collins Avenue, Miami Beach, Florida. Right there in South Beach, baby, on the ocean. Let's freaking go.
Let's freaking go. So the two things I want to talk about on this stream.
Oh, circle back. NFTs.
Yeah.
What are they?
Lazy apes. The other thing is your vision to bring people together. You want to have monthly meetups, kind of like we just had with George out there.
But not just any monthly meetups.
Yeah.
12 parties across the country for the next 12 months.
Let's go.
And $300,000 minimum party meetups, lavishly building and giving and loving and celebrating on people without asking for a thing.
Okay, so $300,000 meetups without asking for a thing. Tell me more. What do you mean?
Hold on, let's go back to what an NFT is, and then we'll go. We can go right. So I thought, like a lot of other people, why would I buy this JPEG picture? That's ridiculous.
Right. That's what I still am trying to.
I could just screenshot it, right? So, me, I listened, I learned, I started to think of a little bit about, and I still just could not get it. And I was thinking, well, I guess maybe people putting this money into that. And then it hit me.
Yeah.
How many pictures of my house are on the internet and it doesn't matter at all? They can't sell the pictures of my house. Maybe it could if they were good, right? But there's really not a market for that. And if people come out and sat in front of my house and took pictures of it all day, I'd be like, a little suspicious, but don't really care. Until they start to try to use my bathroom or my kitchen, it doesn't matter because I have possession and I have the deed. So the pictures don't matter.
Right.
Unless I also have possession and the deed. So an NFT is a picture of an investment that you have possession of on the blockchain. And there's a lot of people that are investing in that same neighborhood. And the cheapest house in the neighborhood is the floor. And the most expensive house in the neighborhood is the rare. And everything in between. And how we cultivate our neighborhood watch or our homeowners association is going to determine the investors that we have in our neighborhood. And that to me is how I understood NFTs in the first. And I thought, oh my goodness, this is the future of leverage and finance. I'm in. And so when I started putting money in this, I was thinking eventually after traction and time, I will be able to take my bag and use that as a net worth to leverage and move forward to make more money. And they're doing it right now on pair spaces. I make $70,000 a year by staking one of my bored apes in pair spaces. And you know what? That sucker ain't never called me and said the roof is leaking and the dishwasher ain't working. And I never had to evict him. I didn't have to redo the holes in the walls or the floor or the carpet or paint or nothing. So this digital real estate, this digital asset is way better than a physical one to an extent right now, right? Because I don't have the headache of managing all those things or have to pay anybody to manage it. And then it's less risky. The people think it's a scam, it's risky. Well, is it? And as the time goes by, it's even less because somebody could really mess that up. Now, we don't have our insurance on this stuff yet. Like you can insure a house, but insurance will all be on the blockchain eventually as well. Yeah, so most people, when they get into real estate, they think, I'm going to buy this house, I'm going to fix it up, and I'm going to flip it, right? And then they make profit, say 50 grand or so, and then they have to pay capital gains tax on it. So what I did in real estate is I would buy the house, I would fix it up, and then lease it out or rent it out. Mm-hmm. And that means it's cash flowed. So then I would go to the bank and I would leverage that and get all the money I would have made if I sold it, plus some maybe. And then I use that money to do it again. And guess what? I don't have to pay on that money I got from the bank, taxes, because it's borrowed. So you're paying 50% capital gains tax on your profit. And I'm living off all mine, doing what I want over and over and over again. And as that real estate appreciates, as long as it appreciates and it stays cash flowed, then I'm actually I'm living off the borrowed money for free, because the tenant is paying the payment plus paying the mortgage down, plus the inflation of the house or the interest of the house is going up just as high as the interest I'm paying. So every dollar I borrow, I live off of like I made it for free. And then I vested in another one. We're going to be able to do that in NFTs. They're already starting to do that. They just need the time, because time tells on everybody and everything. So as the consistency and the time goes and the credibility starts to raise and more adoption comes in, nobody gives a crap about any of this stuff yet, because we're not even a market share of what the real money is out there. We're not even messing with taking anything from them. When we start taking liquidity away from what they're actually doing, then their attention gets involved and they come in. But if I went and opened a Taco Bell, a taco jail right beside Taco Bell, and I was very similar, and once I started taking some of their market, they'll pay me to stop. They'll buy me out, not to run my restaurant, but to shut it down so that they get their market back. So we're so early, we're not even touching their market yet, because our whole entire market cap is like not even $1 trillion.
Right.
You know how many trillions of dollars is out there being leveraged and sold on paper? Because money's not real. It's a tally mark. It's a ledger. And now we figured out how to do it digitally with transparency. Game over.
Game over.
We just saved the princess.
Yep.
And all that wealth is being transferred. What is Michael Saylor doing right now with Bitcoin? And what's he doing? He's borrowing money that off our leverage to go buy more Bitcoin that's going up in value while the dollar's going down. He's exchanging his wealth. Yep. So the more money that he takes that the dollar's going down in, he's borrowing that money, sticking it in Bitcoin. Bitcoin is raising his net worth higher so he can go borrow more money. And the whole time he's exiting all the stuff that's going down in value and going into all the stuff that's going up in value, the hedge of inflation. So he's making money off borrowed money, just like I explained to you, because Bitcoin's going up more percentage than he's ever going to have to pay on the loan. How did Elon Musk make so much money? Elon Musk got a bunch of shares of these companies and then never sold those shares, but went and borrowed money against the shares at 6%, 7%, while the stock was going up 30-something%, 60%. So he's getting paid to borrow money to transfer that wealth, and he never sells the asset.
That's right.
So that it actually pays itself. So they don't teach this in school, Crypto Grady. They don't teach this. They don't teach it in school.
Some of these lending platforms, I think, are going to make a return. Quick shout out to RoseFi, which I don't get paid a dime from anybody ever.
They should pay you because you just did a sponsorship for them.
I know, free sponsorship, because I just love these guys, their hearts, the team. RoseFi.
You believe in them. Give this man some money. Sponsor his show right now.
Well, I was talking about helping them out, maybe kind of being on the team in one way, shape.
You just helped them out. It's their turn. You just passed the ball. Pass it back. Rocky-Fi or Rosie-Fi. What's the name?
They're so good dudes. They were on with George and Brian D. Evans on FOMO or Max. They got a FOMO from both. I think they're both, George and Brian, are going to help, advise them. But these guys do.
Hey, both of those guys are pretty big in the space. They got a lot of following. A lot of people listen to them.
Yeah, and it's game changing. See, they're coming out. They've already come out with lending that isn't. Where you don't get liquidated on your loan. You can under collateralize your loan potentially. You don't have to worry about, like Michael Saylor did. They were all talking about, remember when Bitcoin was under 20 grand, they're saying, oh, here's Michael Saylor's liquidation points. Well, of course he fixed that.
You don't have a liquidation point.
Yeah, he fixed that. It would have had to
borrow more to get more, because he knows as soon as think about this. If you could give you could give 5 million and get 20 million if you wait a year and a half. Why would you not do that? So it might not be 6%, 10% a month, but it's going to be 1,000% in the time, right? Like that's what he is literally living off of, like George's strategy, dollar cost averaging. Yeah, he's just doing it in big, huge lump sums because he sees the long-term strategy. He's not worried about what the price is. And that doesn't make sense to a lot of people. They're like, I put 10 grand in and now it's 8,800 and I'm really upset. Right. Yeah, well, you can't time the bottom and the top, but if you just wait a little bit, that's going to be 80,000.
That's right.
And I've seen it 2 cycles already happen. And if you look back since its inception, it does the same thing every time. Numbers don't lie, people and emotions do. Yeah. And the first time I didn't understand and I learned. The second time I got a bit greedy and thought that I could time the market right, and it didn't happen. This time I'm ready.
Yeah.
I've got a strategy this time.
That's right.
I actually have an idea and a plan, and I'm going to execute it. So 3rd time's a charm, baby. Let's go. I'm about to be super loaded. So I don't need to ask anybody for anything.
Oh, baby. I'm in the same exact spot. This is my 3rd cycle. Let's go. You know?
Listen, I really believe that Cardano is going to bring the biggest return this cycle.
Okay. Tell me more. Why do you think Cardano? Because I'm a little skeptical.
Because every
than a penny.
All right. Just off top, Cardano's network is amazing. Its community is balling. And Charles Hoskinson is one of the greatest minds that is alive on this planet today. He also was one of the pioneers that helped Bitcoin. Then he actually co-founded Ethereum and Ethereum Classic with Vitalik. And then he said he's seen both of those things, what they lacked, and he created a better system for what he wanted to do, right? I'm not saying it's better than Bitcoin, but it's a different use case than Bitcoin. But he did fix a lot of the problems that he's seen in both those for payment systems and for identity, right? And so I believe every cycle, the top coins has always went back to its previous all-time high, correct?
Every single one of them. Ones that last.
Okay. Right. I'm talking Ethereum, Bitcoin, Polkadot, and Cardano, right? And
Binance Coin,
Polygon, Binance Coin. Oh, every single one of them went back to their previous all-time high and then smashed it.
Yeah.
So let's just say they go back to a previous all-time high, all right? Put 200 grand in Bitcoin, put 200 grand in Ethereum, put 200 grand in Cardano, and put 200 grand in Polkadot. And XRP is kind of like a unicorn because it didn't hit its previous. It's the only one that didn't hit its previous all-time high the last cycle. But it could obliterate it this time, but it also could go to zero, right? That one is up in the air. Nobody knows. I think it's pretty good call. I'm keeping all mine. I'm not getting rid of it, but I can't put that in the same category, right?
Right. You can't.
So with the same $200,000 in all those, which one's going to bring you the most return if they all just go back to their all-time high?
Is it Cardano?
You better believe it. It's 30 cents right now. Its all-time high was $3.10. Ethereum is about $1,900. Its all-time high was like $4,300, right?
Yeah.
Bitcoin's all-time high, it's about 30 grand. Its all-time high was 60. All right. So the same amount of money is going to bring you. Ethereum has to over double its previous all-time high to get you the same return as Cardano will right now.
Yeah. Sure.
Over double. So that means that Cardano goes back to $3.10 before Ethereum hits like 12 grand. Which one do you think is going to happen?
Well, so here's
you think Ethereum is going to go from $1,800 to $12,000 before Cardano hits back to 310 when it's at 30 cents right now? It's a possibility.
It could.
You have to bank on that. If you do the numbers with Charles as a mathematician, and I love numbers too. To do the numbers, the risk versus the reward for what they are, for what those two coins are, and what they're doing. Ethereum literally has to hit over 12 grand to get you the same return. If you put 200 grand in Cardano right now, you're going to have like $2.1 million at 310. I believe Cardano is going to hit $7-8.
Sure. It easily could.
But at 310, but
here's what happens.
Hang loose. I'm selling and I'll wait till it crashes again. I'll be mad the whole time when I'm watching it double that and triple that, right? When it hits $10 or $8, I'm like, gosh, I saw it $3. Oh my gosh.
Right. So,
but what are you going to do with Ethereum? You're going to let Ethereum go all the way to 12,000? Like that could be its top. It could go to 75,000. I don't know.
It could go to 100 grand.
But I think that the volatility is the price you pay for returns. And I think that right now versus the volatility, because Cardano is slow and steady wins the race. That sucker has been a stable coin almost. So that means that this volatility has not been very bad in the downside. So if it only hits its previous all-time high, which I know it will, I'm good. I'm a crypto millionaire, right?
You are. Right.
And not just me. I'm just saying anybody could be that with 200 grand could be a crypto millionaire.
Yeah.
Off Cardano. You got a lot more risk and reward to do that, and a lot more ways to go on Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Well, okay.
I think Ethereum will beat Bitcoin's market cap this bull run. I don't know how. I don't think it'll last that long, but it will. I think it will flip it, and it'll go down in history.
Hey, and that could happen. We could see that. There's a couple things. Let me push back a little bit. With most crypto projects don't get back to their all-time high. Most of them go backwards, like we've seen with literally hundreds. I've been in literally hundreds of projects that have gone to zero, like insane. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not talking about crap coins.
Right.
I'm talking about Charles Hoskinson, who's been involved in all three of those coins.
Hoskinson, hang on.
He was involved in all three of those coins.
Here, I was in Cardano when it was less than a penny, baby. I was early, and I've listened to him for years and years and years. Talk about all his grandiose visions, banking the unbanked in Africa and all this and that. Okay. But I'm also living in DeFi. That's where I live. I'm actually
tracking on Ethereum right now,
doing things. Okay.
Not a shadow of a doubt. I'm a ETH side till I die, baby. ETH side
all the
till I die.
blockchains. No, I stay away from Ethereum as far.
No, yeah, all the money's in Ethereum, bro. You want to go where the money's at? Follow the money. The money's in Ethereum.
Yeah, but the transaction fees. I still got stuff stuck on Ethereum because.
Listen, do you think that people that drive Hummers worry about the gas mileage it gets?
You're probably
they drive Hummers, bro.
Here.
They don't care.
I've lived in almost all the.
You're a car guy.
Almost
if all. The car guy comes. Listen, if you're selling a Hummer and somebody comes up to buy that Hummer and they ask you how much gas mileage it gets, they ain't buying that freaking Hummer, bro. Tell them to beat it. Kick rocks down the road.
Sure.
Because the guy that buys the Hummer don't care. The guy that uses Ethereum, the money that's in Ethereum right now, they printed a bunch of magic internet money, bro, and they transferred it from regular USD that's going down in value into this. It's there. They don't care.
Sure. And that's like Hummer, though, is more of a niche thing. Ethereum is like mainstream as it gets. So I can do like DeFi Kingdoms, for example.
I think mainstream as it gets is like Polygon or Solana or something.
Well, for transactions, DeFi Kingdoms does 3 million transactions per day on average. Okay, which is
how much does Ethereum do?
About what Ethereum does. That's just an example. I've been in Phantom, I've been in Avalanche, all over the place with Cosmos, all over the place with.
I like Cosmos a lot. I got a nice bag of that. They're paying Cosmos like 17% APR interest on that right now.
Well, yep, you can get that and see Cosmos, in spite of what popular opinion always says about Cosmos token, it's got so much utility, especially in a lot of the different protocols out there that a lot of the chains that have built on a Cosmos chain, okay, it's necessary to have the Cosmos token in multiple scenarios. We've seen Cosmos battle tested, like with Luna, it was doing twice the transaction volume as Bitcoin and Ethereum combined when it was in its heyday. It's like Binance Smart Chain, the CRO chain. I mean, all kinds of innovation happening, okay, with Cosmos chains. We got Injective. We've got so many different.
I felt like you should say protocol after you said Injective.
Yeah, Injective protocol is one of them.
I didn't know if that was real. It just made it when you said Injective. I thought protocol should follow that.
No, it actually is Injective protocol.
It is.
Yeah.
Let's freaking go, baby.
Let's go. And so it's very battle tested, tons of utility. They're coming out, there's going to be more linking with everything Ethereum as well. All the EVM compatible. It'll be seamless with EVM compatible. It's like they are just crushing it on the development side, but they don't have a Charles Hoskinson who's their mouthpiece. Okay. In the meantime, for years now.
And that's key, baby.
I've watched
Loudmouth.
He's
It's
waxed
key.
eloquent. Hang on. He's waxed eloquent for days and hours upon hours about all these things that Cardano can do, but it just can't do it yet. It's all speculative still.
Oh, he ain't selling hopium, bro.
It's been 7 years.
It's got, so what? He's trying to take over a financial industry of an
But at some
entire
point,
world.
it's gonna have to deliver. So that's the risk with Cardano. Now, am I rooting for Cardano to deliver? Yes. But I go into Cardano and I can't even connect the damn DEX with the freaking, wallet. It's just like headache.
I found your girl. That you were hanging outside a club in downtown LA by yourself out there. Look at her.
Oh, what's up? Hey, you.
Hey.
How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Remember me? Do you remember
I
me?
do. Mm-hmm.
You look identical to her brother, bro.
You really do. It's so weird.
I love it. I love it. It's good. Hey,
sorry to interrupt you, but she brought me Skittles and I had to show her brother. And
you gotta have some Skittles.
Say hi to you.
Hey, it's been amazing meeting your husband. I did not see it coming that you guys are preachers. You're a children's minister out there at some church out there in the country. I love it. Kong, who's my right-hand man, said he grew up in the same.
He grew up in Kentucky.
With you guys?
The guy that puts his show on for him, kind of his producer.
Yeah. He's like my own personal.
Hoptown. Hoptown was gangster, baby. Hoptown ran all the drugs.
I'll tell you
He
what.
did.
It's been good getting to know you guys. And I really got to know this man out there in LA. And you do see, like, I'm still debating. I'm trying to figure out if Jesus is even real, but I don't have any better explanation. So I come back to Jesus every time, right? But if Jesus were real, you are putting out the flavor that Jesus was like. I'll give you that, Loudmouth. That's what I have to say that. In the spaces the other night, let's go. Okay, that's her bro.
Yeah.
Him. I love it.
He looks a little bit older in this picture, but
yeah,
you look a lot like him. It's so crazy.
He's got a gray beard in that picture. But
well, I'll be meeting you again because I'll be at some of these meetups.
Are you coming to Rare Evo in Denver?
Okay, I need to get. Kong already sent me a message on it. Hey, we got to get this going.
Everybody's going to be at Denver for Rare Evo, bro. You got to be there.
And what
are you bullish? Are you even bullish on the space or what?
Bullish on what?
On the space. Are you bullish on this space?
On crypto?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. I am bullish. Very bullish. But see, going to meetups and stuff is kind of new to me. The first one
that's where it's
crypto event I was ever at was Decentral Miami this past November.
Really?
Yeah.
Listen, it was a way for us to find each other. And they done messed around and let us find our people. We're about to have a revolution.
That's where I met Jet with Next Crypto Jim. And since then, Jet and I have gotten real close. And it was like a godsend. This
guy runs into me in Las Vegas in the casino. He's like, Loud. I haven't slept.
No. So get this. I slept 26 hours last night because my flight was canceled. I like stayed up for days out there in Vegas. No sleep. I was about to die. I was telling Kong. Kong was like calling me just to keep me awake. And then I end up just slept for 26 hours. I didn't know that was possible. Wow.
That's a lot.
That's why. Nuts. Okay. So you are setting up all these get-togethers. You're doing one a month for the next 12 months. Tell me more. Let's go.
Well, not necessarily maybe every month, but there's going to be 12 of them because there's a couple months might do 2 in the month.
Okay. So this
next town, born and raised, Kong. Kong just put it in the comments.
Right. That's right. So what is the next event again? It's in Denver. What's it called again?
Rare Evo.
Rare Evo. I think Kong already sent me the details. And you're going to have a meetup there.
No.
Okay.
That's this month. But there is going to be a party there. But my parties don't start until December, Art Basel. That's the first one.
I think that's what Kong sent me was Art Basel. So you're saying I need to come to Rare Evo?
Of course you do. We're all going to be there. AJ Rex Crypto will be there. BitBoy will be there. Wendy O will be there.
Okay.
Charles Hoskinson will be there.
Let's go.
Maybe you could go talk to him, like, hey, Charles, I'm sick of the hopium, baby. Let's bring it.
Let's bring it. I'm still a fan. I still got a little Cardano bag.
Pump it up right now. You got it's 30 cents. Go buy a bunch. I mean, you could get a lot of Cardano right now. It's $3 to 310. I mean, 30 cents to 310. Come on, bro. It's going to get there.
I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. Sometimes,
bro,
I believe
it's going to at least get back to its previous bull run all-time high before this last one. That was over $1.
You know that most tokens don't get back to their previous all-time high. You know that, right? Most tokens don't.
I ain't talking about most tokens.
Okay. I love your conviction. So, and that's where Charles is one of the best in the entire space when it comes to being a spokesperson for his project. That is lacking in crypto in general. Okay, when it comes to messaging, marketing, communication. Okay, just like
most devs can't talk.
They can't get out of their own way.
They're very introverted.
They cannot.
And weird.
So
they can't. They don't relate well with people, so they can't talk. That's why they got to hire somebody like a Loudmouth to talk for them.
Well, but even then, it's still weird, and they can't relate. And it's like, I'm telling you, it drives me nuts. These projects when it comes to their messaging, but I love them still, and I believe in it. There's so many good ones out there that need some love. They need a Charles Hoskinson, out there, not afraid to tell it like it is. Okay.
So let me ask you this.
Let's go. Yeah.
You said you were still trying to figure out if Jesus was real.
Let's go.
How do you know so much Bible and memorize the New Testament and all that stuff? And like you had to believe something to get to that point, because I ain't wasting my time reading something about an Easter bunny or something. You know what I mean? Like, unless I'm told, I didn't read nothing until I was convinced and had an encounter with him.
You're opening up a can of worms there. So for 20 years at least, I was a hardcore street preacher, missionary. Like I was starting movements in the Christian realm back in the days.
What happened?
And that's a long story for another time, I think.
We got time.
I don't know if we got time on that.
Your show.
I mean, we got like 18 hours? I don't think.
Oh, you can tell any story less than 18 hours. I ain't asking for the book, just what happened.
I don't even know where to start, my man. I don't even know where to start with that.
Well, you're banking your eternity on it. You better figure out where to start.
That's a long conversation that I'm very willing to have. I'm an open book to a fault guy. So there's nothing.
Me too. Did you get church hurt or something?
Oh my gosh.
As you know, the church, it should hurt you if your faith's in it, because your trust and faith's not supposed to be in it. It's supposed to be in Jesus.
You're preaching to the choir here, my man. You're preaching to the choir.
I thought you were an atheist, not the choir.
That's the wrestle. Half my brain is atheist, but the other half is like.
Zig Ziglar is like the only hero I've ever had on the earth, right? Like
really, Zig, huh?
Zig Ziglar's. I think he's amazing. He revolutionized the world, and he loved Jesus.
Yeah.
So he said that they went and did a test. This big company that did hundreds and hundreds of employees, I think maybe thousands of employees. They did like 400 or 500 lie detector tests of their employees. And every single time when they said, I don't believe in God, they were lying.
Oh, I think I remember that.
Every single freaking time, bro.
That's hilarious. Right, because what's the other alternative possibility? If it's not Jesus, okay, is it? Well,
here's reasoning. Like, think about Muhammad, Buddha, Allah, Hare Krishna, all that. All of them said that they believed they were a way, and they also said that Jesus was a way. Right. Only Jesus was the only one that says, I'm the only way. Now, why would they say he's a way if they know publicly and clearly he states he's the only way? That would put it all. I mean, that kind of makes reasoning like, well, I guess he might. There's something to that, right? He must be the way. Just something to think about.
You are preaching to the choir with all these things. Opening up. You are a separate show.
Kong, we are aliens. The Bible says we're aliens.
A separate show.
We're kingdom people. See, I don't resonate with most Christians, right? Because I don't even consider myself a Christian, because Jesus never said go make Christians. He never said go make raising hand, repeating prayer Christians, confessing Christians. He said go make disciples. We're supposed to go let sons and daughters know who they are and expand the kingdom. Jesus' message was the kingdom. Everything he preached was kingdom. Change your mind and kingdom. Change your mind, kingdom. Stop thinking the way the world thinks and think kingdom. We live in a commonwealth kingdom. Well, how can you get into a kingdom? Oh my gosh, it says DeFi Kingdoms right behind our videos too.
There it is. You got it.
You understand how a kingdom works, right? We have the commonwealth in the kingdom, but how can you become a part of the kingdom? You got to be born into it. Probably a funny reason why Jesus said man must be born again to enter into the kingdom.
Yeah.
And if he's the King of Kings, then the only way he can, when we're there with him, we can't be kings. He's the king. So the only way a kingdom can set up another king in a different territory. What do you think Earth was? It was new territory so that his sons could come and be kings, so he could be the King of Kings.
Yep.
And the Lord of Lords.
Yep.
So we just lost management of the earth because God gave management to Adam. He didn't give the earth. The Bible says the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. But he gave management, dominion of the earth over to the enemy. And Jesus came and got it back and then handed it right back to us and said, don't give it away again. And most people that love Jesus walk around and they have no authority. They don't believe they have any authority. They don't know what they're doing. And they're running around confessing themselves as Christians. And they're just using Jesus as a fire escape, which he's not. I mean, anybody in their right mind would choose Jesus over burning in hell forever. That's stupid to even think that. And I never read that. Did you ever read that? I haven't read that. Actually, Jesus said, over my dead body will you go to hell. Like he was like, over my dead body. And then he made a way where there was no way. And so instead of the cross showing me that I'm a worthless sinner, it actually shows me that I'm a valued son, because something's only worth what somebody will pay for it. We know that at the car auction, right? You're not going to say, oh, let me give you 40 grand for that car that says 20 on the window. That's stupid. We're looking for a deal. Something's worth what somebody will pay for it. So that means that we're worth every drop of blood he shed to pay to redeem us back to the Father, because that's what he paid. So we don't determine our worth. He did. We don't determine our value. He did, because the price he paid for it. So instead of my feelings or my mom telling me what I'm worth, I let him decide, because he's the creator and he's the payer. He's the one that paid. And he didn't want us to serve him. He's not looking for kings. He's not looking for employees. He's looking for citizens, sons and daughters, to be citizens, to rest in his finished work. King David said he never seen the righteous begging for bread, because King David took his kingdom serious, because he knew that if there was beggars in his kingdom that had a right standing with his kingdom or his government, that's what righteousness means, to have a right standing. If we don't have a right standing with the law, you go to jail, boy. You don't have a right standing. But if you do have a right standing, you are not begging for bread, because if you were, that would be a direct reflection on the king. So David took it very serious, and he said, never will you find the righteous or somebody with the right standing in my kingdom begging for bread. So Jesus came to give us a right standing with God again, because sin entered into our life. We were driven out of the garden with a flaming sword. That was the mercy of God. Because if we would have got a hold of the tree of life and the fallen state, we would have lived forever the wrong way. So he drove us out of the garden, then made a way where there was no way, and then gave us the tree of life so that we could be redeemed back to the Father. So now we can boldly go to his throne and ask whatever we want or will, because he's already going to supply all of our needs according to his riches and glory. It says, well, we can ask him what we want and get it, because we have the right standing with the kingdom of God to come back to the throne of God and ask him whatever we want. That's dope. That's good news. Now, religion and a bunch of Bible study and giving up this and thou shalt cannots is not good news. Not saying that those things are not okay or not right, but the way the perspective is not right about it. Because if you're just raising your hand, repeating a prayer to become a Christian so that you can die and go to heaven, then Jesus isn't even your savior. Death is. You're waiting to die to be saved.
Yeah.
I got saved, redeemed, set free right here. I live that every day. And now what's the goal? To bring heaven to earth. As it is in heaven, so shall it be on earth. Well, Jesus came to crush the works of the enemy. So I love to crush hell for a living and rest in his finished work and enjoy the commonwealth of my kingdom and have dominion everywhere. That means to dominate, rule and reign every industry and everything that you do. You dominate. You're an ambassador of Christ. So that means an ambassador, when you run into an ambassador of another country or another kingdom, you don't even run into that person. You run into the kingdom or the country because they're a representation of that country. And everywhere their feet are, the soil that's touching them becomes that country. It says we're ambassadors of Christ in the kingdom of God, the kingdom of heaven, right? So that means that
as if
you're not even supposed to run into me. You're supposed to run into him because he's in us. The only deity or religion or anything you want to call it that God comes and lives inside of us. Everything else is what you got to do to get to God. True relationship with the Father and Jesus is everything he did to get to us. There's no dispute in that. Like,
yeah. I mean,
give me better news than that.
You're preaching to the choir here, my man. Right here.
You know what eternal life is? The Bible says knowing the Father.
Yep. To know him.
So to know him, that's right.
Yep.
So you got to let me know how in the world you tasted and seen that the Lord was good, and then now you don't even know if that was real or not.
Like that's happened on a loop 3 or 4 or 5 times in my life, to where now it's like, because along with everything you just said, a promise with the new covenant is that I will make myself known to you and you will know me. Again, eternal life is to know the Father. He will make us a new creature, a new creation, born of God, where we no longer live, but Christ lives in us. Okay. Where we have the mind of Christ and it's a genuine relationship, fellowship with the Father through Christ, the kingdom on earth, the Holy Spirit, and, dwelling in us to make us a new person, and where it's a genuine, authentic relationship with the Father, where we walk with him, we know him, though we see through a glass dimly still. It's not at all rosy. And I know creation groans. Okay. Creation groans for him to fully be revealed, it says. So I get that.
It sounds like you're not a believer to me.
Okay.
It just sounds like you're a little disgruntled, maybe not walking in love right now.
But no, not walking in love for sure. Not that. Because
love doesn't speak its own.
The founding things that have resonated still throughout. But like what isn't resonating is that genuine, authentic relationship, God making himself known. It's just not reality. It's not. So if I'm being honest, what I see out there in Christendom isn't Jesus. Now I might see a flavor of Jesus, like with you. I'll see the flavor of Jesus. That's what I was saying earlier.
Reality, baby. Because our job is to take the invisible world and make it visible through the manifestation of the glory of God, that you would see my good works and glorify him in heaven.
Right. Which
you need Jesus in a man, baby.
I'll just say that.
There it is. Here's reality for you.
That is not happening. That is not happening from my perspective, where I can see God's good works and then glorify him. I don't see it. And so
every good thing that you see people do that. He lives inside. Every good thing you see me do, that's him and me.
Usually, here's what I find. Okay, is that I find out, oh, that was actually the devil at work. That wasn't Jesus.
Do you believe in the devil, but not him?
If I were to stay consistent in that paradigm, okay, if I were to stay consistent in that paradigm, and then it comes to final realization of both in my own life, like an onion continuously getting stripped down to a brokenness, to nothingness, realizing that wasn't Jesus. Like I thought that was Jesus. It wasn't. Thought that was Jesus. It wasn't. I was deceived. Till it's just like nothing is Jesus.
But check this out.
All BS.
When you
so that's where I'm at now.
Yeah, that could go back to don't get weary in your well doing. And the only way you can get weary in your well doing is if you're not walking in love.
Haven't gotten weary in well doing either. So that hasn't gone away. That's like the golden rule. Doing others.
The thing about this though.
But when it comes
to, you said peeling that
onion
onion back, right? And you're like, oh, that was deception. Oh, that was deception. That was when they train people to find counterfeit money, they don't study all the counterfeits. They study the real thing.
The real thing.
So that if anything is not the real thing, it stands out big time. And that's what keeps happening to you. Everything that's a phony keeps standing out. So that means that you do know the real thing.
Exactly. So
well, that ain't nothing. That's knowing the real thing, and you're just seeing all this phony stuff and it's getting its cap peeled because you ain't having it. It says my sheep will know my voice and another they won't follow, and you ain't following none of that phony nonsense.
That's true. And
that's the thing. That's a place to be grateful for. Like, thank you for letting me see the authenticity of the real.
But shouldn't there be a real? Like, actually,
there is a real
on Earth. So that's where I'm on that.
There is a real. What's not real?
I'm not a cynic or a skeptic. Okay.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
Okay, but at this point,
doesn't it say that he lives inside of us?
Right. And I don't see the reality of that playing out. That's what I'm saying. So,
where you like me?
Okay, so where I'm getting the right vibes, like the right flavor of what Jesus is like on that paradigm in that world. But here's my experience is that if we dive too deep into this, I'll probably realize no, not Jesus.
Well, and here's the thing.
My experience.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
I'm gonna fail you.
I'm sure.
I can't fulfill your expectations.
Nor
should I, because if I could, then you would just be relying on me, and I'd say drink this Kool-Aid, and we started a cult.
Sure.
That's why religion is wrong. That's why Jesus came to abolish religion and bring right relationship, because our trust is not supposed to be in a man, a denomination, a religion, or a church. That's why every one of those hurts you, because God doesn't want you to trust in them.
Yeah. And
so it's like a thorn that pokes you and puts you back like, hey, that ain't real. Oh, nope, that ain't what I'm supposed to be. Nope, that ain't what I'm supposed to follow, because he doesn't want you to be deceived.
Sure. And I'm sure Peter and Paul would let me down too. You know, they're just people.
Yeah, they were jacked up.
But I do know this. That
until they got filled with the Holy Ghost.
I would walk away knowing that these guys were genuinely touched by God and had a relationship with Jesus.
Yeah, because they went unto death, not changing their story. The same Peter that was chicken, he was scared of a little girl.
Sure.
Lying and cussing. I don't know him. But then when he was filled with the power of the Holy Ghost, backed by all authority, he stood with boldness and preached, and 3,000 people were saved. And then he went unto his dying day and never changed his story. And neither did any of the other ones.
Right.
You can't get 10 people in a room to tell the truth with no persecution whatsoever.
And
that alone is a miracle enough for me to believe. Like they all went unto death and wouldn't change their story, wouldn't deny him. Oh, that was real. That was real.
That was real.
And I'm willing the same way. You can tie me up, torture me, whatever you want to do. I'm totally convinced, buddy. I had an encounter with him, and instead of me trying to just believe what somebody else said, I said, if you're real, you're gonna have to show me, because can't nobody tell me nothing. My exact words. And buddy, let me tell you, I woke up off the ground. I don't know how long later, snot pouring, crying, total mind flip. I felt so bad at all the things that I'd done. I felt so tired and exhausted, and I just knew that there was a relief and a weight. And then it was almost like God touched me, tagged me, and said, "You're it," and then took off. And I've been chasing him ever since. And I wanted to know him. I want to know him. I want to know more and more. And as much as I think that I do know him, he'll hit me with, as soon as I think I know something, he'll hit me and be like, "You don't even know me." I'm like, "Yes, I do." "No, I don't." "Oh my God." And then I got to dive in deeper. I've never met anybody on this planet that can make me cry and laugh at the same time, and I still can't figure out or get bored of. Jesus has done this.
Yeah. Hey.
And you know it. You know it. I can tell. I can tell you know it.
I know exactly what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying. I mean, more than you know.
Do you know the Bible is really clear on who we're supposed to control? Because religion controls a lot of people, right? Manipulation is controlling people.
Yeah.
And I come to find out there's only one spot in there that says you're supposed to control anybody, and that's called self-control. And that's why I don't need you or anybody to be convinced of what I believe. I don't need you or anybody else to do or not do, restrain from, or splurge in. I just know that I have to live a life with no compromise in front of others, so that they might see him in me, and they would see my good works and glorify him in heaven, so that they would spend time with him and meet Jesus in a man, so that it would inspire them to go have that relationship with him alone, so that he can live inside them. And if they don't want it, it's all good. They're not my enemy.
No.
It's their choice. God gave us a choice because he's not a wife beater. And the church preaches him as a wife beater a lot of times.
Right.
He's not a wife beater. He gave us a choice.
So I do know this, that he doesn't drive with a whip. That is not the spirit of Jesus. I know that.
How do you know that if you said he's not even real?
If it's real,
I just seen your head blow up like 3 times since we've been talking.
Oh, I don't know. This is like, we haven't even gotten started on this conversation yet.
I know.
So this is how long this could go. Okay. So I'll say stay right where you're at. Stay humble, like you said. Like when you said when you come, you think you get to know Jesus, and then you realize he smacks you and you don't even know him yet.
Well, they said that angels in eternity say holy, holy, holy for eternity. And then then it says they seen a new side of him. Well, if they can sing holy, 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 and that's all they sing in eternity, just worshiping God, and then see another side of him, man, there's so many sides that we ain't seen or found yet. Our minds can't even comprehend. Can't even comprehend.
Right.
But I know that I tasted and seen the Lord, and he is good. Nothing but good. That's his MO, is he takes bad things and makes them good.
And that, stay there too, right there. So that's the hard part that a lot of people get hung up on, is how can God be good, in a world like this, knowing what would come if he knows the beginning from the end? How can God be good? Well,
he didn't want robots. He wanted to give us a free choice. That's why people say starving kids in Africa. Why would God, if they're so good, God's so good, why would he let kids starve? He doesn't. You do.
Be careful there.
He gave us the food.
Orphanages in Africa. Okay.
You what?
I've run orphanages in Africa, even in the more recent. A year and a half ago, I was running an orphanage in the poorest spot.
But you don't think that. You don't think what I just said, right?
No.
Are you mad at God for starving kids in Africa?
Well, it's much deeper than that.
All I'm saying is he gave us every resource that we'd ever need. And so that we can have different classes and capitalization, we allow people to starve. He doesn't. That's our choice.
Sure.
There's enough food for everybody. They're walking above the water they need right below them.
Sure.
That ain't God's fault.
But careful giving your money ever to Africa, because they're all scams. They're all bullshit. They're all human sex traffickers, all of them. There's not hardly a legit orphanage out there, period. I could give you one name, maybe two, of semi-legit orphanages, okay, that you could actually help. But even you got to know then, it's still going to be a mess at best.
Yeah.
So they're all scams. So I will say that. Don't ever trust an orphanage in Africa. Okay. But if you do want to give money to a good one, I've got you. Even if you go and visit for months, they're going to pull the wool over your eyes.
Yeah,
That's a
the
different
people that I'm involved with, they dig wells and give money to Heidi Baker there. So she's from America.
Yeah.
And then I sponsor a missionary that is from like Finland that's there, but I know him too. And
know him personally.
he's individual. Yeah. And it's Overland Missions that's based out of Orlando, Florida.
Okay.
That they send them over there to do, like, they do those missions. So
Yeah.
I think that all the problems in the world are not mine to solve, but the ones that come to my feet are, because kings don't pass the buck and they don't wonder who's going to solve a problem. They handle every one that comes to their feet. They draw from their unlimited kingdom resources and they handle business.
Yeah.
And so I'm not trying to feed all the kids in Africa. I'm trying to feed the one I can.
That's good, man.
Because God is not concerned about all the money in the world or what everybody else does with it. He's saying, what's in your hand?
Sure. He's not. You're right.
But we can get caught up in what everybody else is doing and how crooked things are. And then we don't do anything ourselves because we're thinking what everybody else should do. Well, if we don't focus on our plate, then we're always concerned about somebody else's plate. And that's their plate, not ours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
when you talk about doing, there's no issues there with me in the past. So
no, I don't think so.
Yeah, at all. So, okay.
Yeah. I do think that people that misrepresented God really put a stank in your mouth. And I'm sorry for that.
Well, sure, there's that. But then also, I mean, I was like your leader guy.
Yeah, I can tell.
Comes back to me too. And then just having the kind of like the realization I had, okay, when Luna wasn't going to last. It's like, OMG. This was
a rug pull.
I mean, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know if I call it that, but this thing went to nothing and it's gone.
Right.
And
religions is going to go to nothing, and it should.
And when God is speaking, that's the story of my life, is that I realized, it wasn't God speaking. It came to nothing. When I wholeheartedly thought it was multiple different seasons of my life. And so it's like,
thank God you found out before it was too late.
To where now it's like there's no onion left. I died. It's like my soul died and my spirit died.
Well, it's time for you to get born again.
That happened like a year and a half ago. And it was like there was no more left in me to even try to pursue God anymore.
Good. Now it's time to let him pursue you.
Sure. But I said that the previous time and I thought he found me again. And then even that is up for debate.
Well,
it's not all the way
the
out.
enemy only comes to kill, steal, and destroy, right?
Sure.
And if you're so valuable to God, that means that there's a lot of thieves trying to steal that value. Thieves don't break into empty houses.
Yep. That's true.
So, I mean, they tried to kill Moses before he grew. They tried to kill Jesus before he grew.
Yep.
Like, there's probably always been a death wish on your life, your whole life, because there's a lot of value there, tremendous value.
Yeah. And so, and that's the only place I can stay, because it's not like I'm going what are the other options to believe in, like in how we came to be?
Oh, Peter said, where will we go? You have the words of eternal
go.
life. There's nowhere else to go.
Like, am I going to be an atheist? Well, to be an atheist, you have to have more faith.
You have to know everything.
You have to have more faith to believe that there is no God than there is a God, I would say. So I still hold on to that.
You're in a conundrum.
Yeah. And so it's kind of like I'm just been in this state of what the hell is going on.
You know, that's okay. That's an okay place to be.
Yeah.
That's totally okay. Like, God is not worried. He's not freaking out. Like, oh my gosh, Crypto Grady, don't know what's going on right now. Like, and then a lot of people think that they let God down. And that brings me to the question,
Sure.
who told you was holding him up?
Right. I've been through that one too. That was a long time ago, though. That one was, I thought I was God's right-hand man. I mean, I'll tell you what. And then I let God down. All this. And I've been through that in and out.
You can't let him down. He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. He never changes. So, and you're not holding him up. He is not. Right. He's not like reliant on you.
He does not need me.
No, but he wants you. Love you, Grady.
I love you too, man.
You know, maybe we just bumped into each other for a reason. Maybe. I don't know.
It'll take a.
We'll know one day.
God himself. So I'll be slow to ever. It's happened.
Well, cool thing is I'm not asking for any money. I'm telling you, I'm not the answer. Like, how can you go wrong on that one? Like, I want nothing from you.
Yeah.
And that's the only way you can actually walk in love. And God told me that when I started my Web3 journey. Yeah. And he said, I was like, what am I doing here? I had to even ask, am I allowed at this party? And then it brings me to the prodigal son, where he threw a party for the son that left, but then the son that stayed home, I was about to turn into that guy.
Yeah.
And he's like, why didn't you throw me a party? I've served you my whole life. And he's like, bro, everything that's mine is yours. You could have partied every day. Who told you couldn't party? Who told all these Christians they couldn't party?
Yeah.
I'm not even under the law anymore.
Yeah.
Paul says I'm free from the law, and I can do all things. They're just not expedient for me to do.
Right.
But I can do anything I want. I can do anything I want to do.
Which includes going to a strip club, which actually spoke volumes to me, by the way, because that was a good indicator for me, where you're just walking in that freedom and just going with whatever comes before you. That was good.
Well, if you notice, I didn't go to the strip club and look at no girls and give them no money or anything. I was there speaking with you and Daniel the whole time, and that whole group of people that we were talking about the Lord.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't want to give people a pass to say, oh, you know, God called me to the strip clubs. He did not. And I even left it up to him. I listen to the Holy Spirit everywhere I go. And I said, if there's room and I get on this bus, I'm going to go with you guys. And if not, I'm letting everybody go ahead of me, and I'm not supposed to go. And that was my determination.
And you'll do it without judgment on top of that, which is another indicator to me.
What's that got to do? I'm supposed to have self-control, not control you.
Right. So just being cool, having that right spirit about you is what stood out to me, as that's mature. There's a level of maturity there. Okay. That it did speak to me, but it would.
Let me tell you, it didn't make sense to me in my head. I promise you that. But I know his voice, and another I will not follow.
Yeah.
And that's not going to make sense to a lot of other people.
Humility. That's humility. I'm okay with that. Is not worrying about your reputation to others.
It says that's how we have the mind of Christ.
Right.
If you read the rest of it, it says that we have. It says that we're not supposed to have. Let this mind be in you, which was also in Christ Jesus, who thought it not robbery to be equal with God, but yet made himself of no reputation.
That's it.
You can't ruin my reputation. It's not even mine.
Right.
And I'm not looking for anything. Now, that would get me upset if I was worried about me.
Yeah, but that's exactly right. If you're worried about your reputation of,
but according to the Bible,
a godly man.
According to the Bible,
would never go to a strip club. That's what the Pharisees would say. Right?
And I normally wouldn't ever. Right. But I mean, I did before in my lifestyle, but that was not the plan at all. There was no plan to do that. It just happened.
It just happened. And so
I wasn't going to bail on you guys unless the Lord said bail. And he didn't say bail. He actually made a room. And that sounds like blasphemy to people, but I don't care.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm free from you. He made me so free from me. I'm free from you.
That's humility, where you're not worried about what other people think of you.
No,
Your reputation. That's
because
how
I know that.
That's why Jesus was accused of being a friend of sinners. That's why he's accused of being a sinner.
Good accusation because he was.
Huh?
I said that's a good accusation because he was.
Right. That's right. Yep.
What's up, Jared Albright in the house?
That's right, baby. He's one of the peeps in the house. Well, man, did we ever get off on that tangent? Should we stay?
Listen.
Should we stay here?
Here's a good thing to say.
Huh?
We're God's NFTs. Every single one of us is a non-fungible token, a one of a kind.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Loudmouth, like soon, maybe tomorrow, maybe Saturday.
Right.
Let's do another video where we dive in. I feel like I don't want to dive into NFTs after that. Let's just leave it. Let's leave it on Jesus. And
Okay.
let's dive into two things that I want to dive into. I want to get a lazy ape. I think I want to get a lazy ape based off, and just to say I've got a lazy ape, maybe two.
Yeah, it gets you into the community. You got a bunch of people that you can tell other people about your other communities. It's worth every dollar.
Right. And just
Bro, I went and bought a Killer Bear and I posted on Twitter. Is Killer Bear still a thing? Killer Bears follow Killer Bears. I got like 1,000 engagements, like 1,000 follows or something. I got 200 and something new followers in one day. Like boom, boom, boom.
boom. I love it. That's happened to me a lot lately. I'm new to the Twitter space and my YouTube channel's new. And it's been my Twitter and all that's just been taken off. So it's been fun. And I was doing,
and that's tough because mine's been going down because of the market is a lot of people left and things kind of just faded away. It's tough for you to come in now. That's good if it's be going up.
Yeah, it's hard.
That shows people like you.
I had to die to even that. Like 6 months ago, I was like, okay, let's get serious about this. And then it was just so hard to grow in the bear. But now it's just kind of happening.
Yeah. And you're like,
yeah,
I'm a big crap show. I don't know what's going on.
I'm the biggest shit show.
You know what? You're winning.
What's that?
You know why you're winning?
Why is that?
Consistency
And authenticity. Yeah. So
without a shadow of a doubt, we're already to that place. I'm not talking to people that are not authentic. You're authentic.
And
but your consistency is the key to success.
That's a good. Hey, George gave me the full playbook.
I can't believe you're not listening to him. Like he's one of the most successful guys in the entire space. And
like,
he's
he's
quiet and boring and like old, and still he's killing it because he's good, right? I might be older than him, so I'm just saying, like it blows me away too that people are engaged with me the way they have, but I got something to say, and you got something to say, so
yeah. And my heart is in the right place. I know that much to be a help and a blessing. So I believe in the space, and George, man, he's got the SEO. He's got the plug and play formula for anybody to be successful on YouTube, just straight up.
Well, I don't have a YouTube channel yet,
right?
So I think that
we can help.
I need you to send me the playbook so I can
help you with all of it. We could do a video just on that and we could start your followers right away. We could get you to start a channel. Anyways, we've done it with lots of people, get them going. So, and
I'm bullish
so,
on Crypto Grady, baby.
Yeah, with me, and I've communicated this to George, pretty open book. It's a mental health issue with me, just trying to get myself back on track. That's where a guy like Kong is my own personal Jesus Christ. Like he's just been a phenomenal servant, just awesome dude. He's my like therapist too. I'm a mental head case, Loudmouth. So we're trying to move on from that, from my past life that's been crazy, and move forward. It takes time. We're getting there.
Just know that whatever you won't confront, you'll never overcome, though. You can't run from you. You're taking you with you.
Yep. That's good. That's good.
I love you. Love you, Crypto Grady.
I love you. I love
and
you.
I love you enough to tell you the truth.
I know. So that's instant.
I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything or preach Jesus Christ, the gingerbread man. I ain't spicing him up or sugarcoating him for nobody.
And it won't make me think any less of you anytime you ever.
I would hope that make you feel like I'm being authentic and that I really care.
It does, 100%.
Because that's what I want. That's the heart posture I want to get across. It's not that I need anybody to be a religion or believe in what I want them to feel the love and that they matter and that I care about them.
And another thing too that I just want to mention is that the way that the flavor, that most so-called Christians put out, and I'm on Pharisees Anonymous here. Okay. So I mean, when it comes to fasting for 40 days, I've done it twice. Hey, what's up, my man? I've given everything I've owned, all of it, and sold all of it and given it all away twice. I've done it all. Okay. And that's not what brings you to Jesus at all.
That just shows you what you can overcome.
Yeah. Memorize scriptures. I've prayed on my knees for 4 to 6 hours a day for a good 5 years straight of my life, in the closet on my knees for 4 to 6 hours a day straight. I would go street preaching 7 days a week, at least once a day for years.
Why did you do all that?
I've done it all. So memorize the New Testament. I mean, it's like the most hardcore guy you could imagine.
My question is, why did you do all that?
None of it brings life. And again, that's part of the peeling of the onion. That doesn't make you more godly or holy, or God doesn't. It's not like God's like, okay, I can use you now because you're doing all that. It's not how it works at all. In fact, it's the opposite. I had to be broken and stripped. And broken.
You were pretty religious.
Oh my gosh. Like in my mind, I would have said, I'm not religious. It's not about.
Oh, you would have straight crucified him. you would be like, crucify him.
Probably.
Because you wouldn't agree. You would not agreed with what he was doing.
He's a heretic. He's a friend of sinners. Sure. I've been down that. I'm on Pharisees Anonymous here. So here's when you realize over time, maturity spiritually is where I didn't feel like I'm your project. I'm not a project to you. There's freedom. You're just letting me be who I am. And you aren't trying to get anything out of me. And it's not about your reputation or any of that. It's like, that's just love. That's the definition of love. So that's what stood out to me about you.
Thanks.
And that's why I would let you come on the channel and just preach away, put you on.
You bring it up. You brought it up on my show and on your show. I don't bring it up. I really do not bring it up until
for people.
Once you open the door, I'm a fireball.
I'll open it wide up.
I make you draw it out of me. I don't just bring it up.
And it's not just now. It'll continue throughout our relationship. Watch, because that's what I do. I like to give that freedom to people. That was a big just life lesson. Instead of trying to change people into who I think God wants them to be, it just let people be themselves, have freedom, and be real.
It's almost like he created us the way he wanted us to be.
Yeah.
So how do we know what they should be? He knows best. He's got it.
And I do know this, that God wants honesty and authenticity. He wants you to be real where you're at, not put on a show or try and be something that you're not. Okay. If your life isn't right with God, why try and be that way?
You'll be able to see it. You'll be able to see it.
Right. So
even if you try to mask it or parade around or hide it, bro,
see it.
You're going to get exposed.
It's not power. It's not reality of Jesus. No. So just be real. And that's how I roll to a fault. Like that one was driven into my DNA so hard. There's no more trying to perform or do anything but be real and who I am authentically. And I don't really even care anymore what people think. I'm just going to be real, be me, and which is also extremely caring and to be a blessing. And so.
And a protector. You're a big protector, I can tell.
Oh, yeah.
Once you got somebody's back, It's game over if anybody messes with them.
That's right. I started this channel to get DeFi Kingdoms back because they were getting fudded and they were talking. It was false and I knew it. And I came to their aid. And that's why I'm here. So it's like a defender of those who aren't good at defending themselves, or
it's almost over.
That's how I roll. So a lot of those same foundational principles are deep in my soul. But when it comes to reality and Jesus, I don't know, man. It's going to take God. God's going to have to himself touch me. And I thought he did. I thought it 2 years ago, right at 2 years ago, thought it happened again.
How did it happen? Tell me.
I was like an atheist, hardcore back then. And he rocked me. At least I thought he did. And now it's like, I don't know what to think. I'm still in that place where it's like, I do know this much, to not be overly dogmatic about anything that I think.
Oh, you know what? I know exactly where you're at, where you're feeling right now, because that happened to me. When I first had my encounter, I got extremely religious. I wouldn't even tell a joke, bro, because I didn't want a word to drop on the ground. I did 2 40-day fasts. I think 3. I did a bunch of 21 days.
Sure.
I gave everything away. Like almost the same exact story, bro, because I was trying to do it all myself. Sure. And I realized I couldn't. I could only do it for a while.
But this one 2 years. So I'm talking, that was years ago.
Yeah, me too.
This one 2 years ago was like, OMG. I actually turned back to Jesus. And it was like, an ice cube had a better chance in hell for that to happen. For me to actually come back to Jesus at the time 2 years ago. And all that stuff was stripped away, like way beyond stripped away of trying to, I was right like I am now. And it was just let God do his thing. And there was some supernatural things that I still can't explain to this day. But then it was like, I don't know what to say. Then it all came to nothing again. And I don't even know what to think now.
How did it go to nothing again? Like what happened?
I mean, it would take me so long to even try to explain.
All right. Well, let's do another show and tell me.
It's deep waters. It's not, I don't even like to talk about it because there's no way I can even ever get people to get it. It's like I could take hours to try and explain it to you. And it's a lot, man. It's a lot. So, but it's cool. I was not expecting this to actually go down like this today. I think it's good. We'll just, if there's anything else you want to say, go for it. But I say we do another video to talk about what we were going to talk about, Lazy Ape and Bored Apes, and what your vision to have these regular meetups, to have meetings to bring people together in the space. Yeah, Kong's heard like a fraction of the story. And
I want to hear it, even if you don't do it on the show. You just
okay. We'll have to do it.
Call me. We got to have some time and talk.
I know. So
maybe if you go to Rare Evo, then we can hang out.
Okay, so maybe I need to do that if everybody's going to be there.
Where do you live at for real?
I don't want to miss another one. I missed Bitcoin Miami, and I should have been there. And I know
it was beautiful, baby.
And Jet and George both asked me to come, and I still didn't go, and it just ate me alive that I wasn't there. And I was in a dark.
Was George there?
George, they had several after parties with Benjamin Cohen, and Jet had his own.
I was at Benjamin's party. Oh yeah, that's where I met George for the first time.
Okay.
Yeah, we rode the elevator up to Benjamin's Cohen's place. Yeah.
There you go.
And then that's when what's his name? Crypto Banner had me on their show.
Yeah. I mean, all those guys. I feel like.
Did you watch that show that they had me on?
Wait, you were on Banter's show?
Yeah. What's his name? The Sheldon, the sniper.
Sheldon. You were on Sheldon's show. Mm-hmm. Like on his trading show?
No, on his podcast show or on his YouTube channel. He had me on there. I'll send you the link. Okay, yeah, I never met him before. I didn't even know who he was.
I never
he-
missed the show
he's
from
that-
Rand, and I catch
Yeah,
most.
Rand was there too. Rand was there riding around on a scooter or whatever.
I catch most of Sheldon's,
No,
but I do miss his.
I've never asked to be on anybody's show. I've only been me, and people's asked me to be on the show. I've been in BitBoy's show. I've been to the studio twice. He flew me down to the Bahamas. I've been with BitBoy Crypto.
Boy flew you down to be on a show?
He flew me down to the Bahamas, yeah.
Oh. I remember you. Yeah. Okay.
Michael Stelzner had me on his show. I was on there with Sheldon the Sniper, Crypto Banter. And then I was in on your show now and one other something. I didn't even get in it. Now Crypto Zombie's gonna have me on his show. He's asked me, George asked me to be on the show.
Let's go.
Bro, you just love on people and add value.
Yeah.
You never have to chase anything. It all comes to you.
It comes to you. That's
Because
right.
you got something to say at that point, right? Until then, like who nominates themselves to run for mayor?
Right.
It don't work that way.
Right.
You have to accept the nomination when someone else does.
It's so good. So I'm going to be hitting you up again after this show to let's do another one. Let's do this again like tomorrow or Saturday.
All right. I have to check out my schedule tomorrow.
Okay. And
I don't know why my show or my screen keeps going blank. Can you still see me when that happens?
I still see you this whole time.
Even when it blacks out, I can't see, but you can. Okay.
Yeah. I've never seen you black out yet.
Cool. It never does that. It's never done that on anything else. Maybe just the StreamYard or something.
Okay. Yeah. Man.
But yeah. Hey, AJ Wrights Crypto will be at Rare Evo too. I'll introduce you to them. And then Cassius Cuvée will be there too.
Baby, I love that guy. I need to have Cassius do it.
We'll get you on. I'll tell AJ to get you on around the blockchain.
Yes. So I was going to ask them.
Oh, they had me on the basement show.
Oh,
I was on that twice.
I think I remember seeing you on there. But yeah, I was thinking.
That's when I found out who Richard Hart was, because everybody thought I was Richard. They said, "Oh, is that Richard Hart's cousin or brother? Or who's the Richard Hart guy?" I didn't even know who he was, bro. I was so oblivious to all this stuff. I didn't try to do any of those things, right? Like, what I'm doing, it just happened.
It just happens.
I love it.
Wow.
Love it.
So AJ is the guy, and he was on that Spaces today, I think, with Action Crypto.
Yeah.
Okay. And so is he the guy for? I was thinking I had to get on around the blockchain. I love all this.
He's a writer.
Okay.
He's a writer for the show, and then you're starting to see his space more.
Okay.
And then Biscuit Jesus. I love Biscuit Jesus. You'll get along with him.
Yeah.
He works for the BitBoy team too.
Okay. And I love Crypto Lifer. I've had Crypto Lifer on the show, and I met him.
Justin Williams was at the party in Las Vegas.
Let's go.
And he's the guy that created BitBoy.
Oh yeah.
Like the cartoon character. He was at George's place in Vegas just there.
Yep. And all these guys, I'm really tight with Jet with Next Crypto Gym, and he's in with all those guys. And
Crypto, Sin City Crypto. I never asked to be on their show. They said, I told them I landed in the Vegas, and they're like, "Get here by 11. We'll mic you up. We'll put you on the show." I was like,
I know that was a great
schedule.
That was a great show. I was in on that red couch myself a couple days ago. It was fun. I love it.
Right on.
I love it. Love those guys.
You're a star, baby. Crypto Grady's coming up in the world.
See, I'm so dead to all that. That's what's kind of cool, actually. That's where I know I'm ready, because it just doesn't even matter. Kind of like what you said. It's like,
listen, we're all just looking for a few partners.
Yeah, I do want to help projects, and in order to do that,
you got to have a voice.
It's good to
have
the
best thing in the world. If nobody knows about it, don't matter.
Right. And so I want to collaborate with all those guys and get on there. So I just need to
I really am digging this cowboy hat.
You are looking fly for a white guy, my man. Gotta say.
Well, thank you. Very much.
Yeah, very much.
If I could sing, man, I'd be a threat.
You would be a threat.
I can't carry a tune if you packed it in a backpack for me and strapped it on my back.
Hey, that's okay. You can just
dance.
You can sing on this channel.
I can dance and I can party though.
No judgment, baby. No judgment here. Let's go.
No, ain't got it.
Oh,
Hey, thank you, Kong, for having me and coordinating this because it never could have happened without you.
I know. Lord knows. Without
Lord knows you needed a Kong in your life.
like God himself handpicked Kong for me. And Kong I've never gotten paid anything. Kong's never gotten paid a dime. And he's always doing stuff to try and help me in my channel. He's just such a blessing.
Behind the scenes, Kong.
He is. And he's good. He can get on. He can articulate himself too. And I'm always like, Kong, get in.
I know he's from Hoptown. If he's alive, he could articulate himself because Hoptown was rough.
He gets it. Like he's a great administrative type guy, but he gets it too from a business like messaging side as well. He's like the best of both worlds.
Yeah, he's got the what is it called? I don't know.
The gift.
I'm not good at it.
The gift of administration.
Administration, yes.
Yeah.
That ain't me, baby. That ain't me.
That is not me at all. I'm crypto's #1 shit show right here. I got to have a Kong in my life. And that's really probably not his core gift.
Hey, I own KingKong.ETH if you're interested.
KingKong.ETH. Let's go. Okay. So Kong, let's set this up. Let's get with Loudmouth again in the next day or 2 or 3 or 4 or whenever. And let's talk Bored Apes. Let's talk Lazy Apes. Let's talk all these events, your vision. You know, you teamed up with that gal, that VC gal. You're going to have a lot of big events coming. We'll make shorts out of it. Kong, I should say.
Hey, you know what? You ought to come to all those events and be my VJ.
I will.
Because I want to do what I want to do. I could partner with your show.
Yeah.
Because what I want to do is for people that can't get to the live stream. You remember MTV Spring Break?
Yep.
And Pauly Shore would be like the VJ or Bill Bellamy. And like I need a Pauly Shore for my party so that people can stream and feel like they're at the party and you interview people that are there like during the party.
I would love that.
I'd love for a Kingdom man to be that.
I would be your
DeFi Kingdom in the house.
Yeah, and I'd be your hype guy for the. I mean, I love doing all that. I'd
I'm down
over it. Yes, let's go.
Let's go, baby. We're gonna get you paid before it's over with,
baby.
So that way we can get.
Don't gotta pay me anything.
No, I know, but I want to because I want to get you to the place where we can get some sponsorships just to sponsor that.
Right, that too.
And then that could be your and Kong's travel money and hotel money and streaming money. And then if it just covers your cost, it actually helps build you so that you can make money and get sponsorships in the long run. We stick DeFi Kingdoms up as a sponsor. You're there. You're the VJ.
Hey, DeFi Kingdoms doesn't pay me either. Just so you know, like I believe
DeFi Kingdom is not yours.
No, I just believe in them.
Oh, okay.
I'm like the DeFi Kingdoms guy. That's all.
Got you.
Just like anybody else.
Next show, you got to tell me what DeFi Kingdoms is.
Yeah.
Dabatola, he always is excited when I run into Loudmouth at events.
Yep.
Let's go, baby.
Who wouldn't be? With a
the old saying in Web3, since we've been in here 20 years already, right? Every week is like a year.
Right.
Or month at least. Every month is a year in this space.
Yeah.
They say if Loudmouth says get in the car, you get in the car. If he says let's go this way, you go that way. If he says go to this place, you go to that place.
That's right. And
I'm not going to let you down. My goal is to get you the time of your life with experiences that you'll never forget.
And I believe
connections that you can have lifelong connections with.
I believe in you and what you're doing, and I trust you. So it's like that's what drew me to you. That's why I wanted you on the show. Like, I love you.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Well,
anything I can do to be a blessing to you.
To fly together, right?
Let's go. We're gonna do it. I foresee us working together a lot, and I would love to do that for you. We can see how it goes. Let's go.
Of course, because because kings roll together, right?
Kings roll together. Well, king and complete loser, we roll together, baby.
You call me a loser?
No, me called you.
No, I don't hang out with losers. So
biggest shit show right here in crypto.
Well, we're winning at it.
Let's go. We will be winning at it. That's for sure. Yeah,
We
baby.
get better in every way,
Yep.
every day. And the goal is never to beat anybody else. It's to beat your yesterday.
Hey.
Are you better than yesterday?
I'm a lot better than I was yesterday.
Let's freaking go then, baby. We're winning.
We're winning. I'll give. Yep. Let's go.
Let's
All right,
go.
guys. Loudmouth and Crypto Grady out. We're going to come to you again soon whenever this man's available. Love you, man. I got Zombie coming on real soon, too. We got Seth with Mind Your Biz coming on next week. Lots of good things going.
You're blowing up, baby.
Love you, my man.
Love you.
Love you guys.